I want him having 17 knockouts out of 21 fights, so I'm just gonna try and survive. That's it.
My goodness!
Yeah.
Pose with just 90 seconds. Does Tenshin? Oh, high knee! There's
Most fighters are doing well if they succeed in one combat sport, but Tenshin Nasukawa is not like most fighters. In fact, he's unbeaten in all 3 sports at a pro level. His athleticism is already the stuff of legend, and he holds a mastery of several fighting styles. It doesn't matter where the fight is taking place. Tenshin Nasukawa is as well-rounded as they come, and he's closing in on a major boxing world title. And the crazy part? He's still only 26 years old. This is fighting as art. Let's go. The man who was tasked with welcoming Tenshin to the ring for his first kickboxing fight back in 2014 was Tommo Aramatsu. It was like watching a lamb being led to the slaughter. Tenshin never struck us as the type of fighter who needed much of a warming-up process. For a guy making his pro debut, he looked totally unfazed by the challenge that lay in front of him. And it didn't take long for him to find his moment. To his credit, Tommo got back up to his feet, a bold move, all things considered. Now Tenshin knew he could hurt him, and if he could hurt him, he could finish him. Tommo didn't know it yet, but he only had a matter of seconds left in this fight. And Tenshin was ready to turn up the heat in a big way. When the moment came, he capitalized. Easy work. We jump into the world of mixed martial arts next, where Tenshin took on Franchesco Gigliote. The introduction of grappling and smaller gloves did not seem to be an issue for Nasukawa's confidence at all. Franchesco was clearly wary, knowing exactly how dangerous his opponent's striking could be. Tenshin's shots were flowing smoothly. His counter-punching was also a thing of beauty. We didn't know how close Tenshin was to dropping the hammer on his opponent here. The fight had barely started, and he already had his range perfectly figured out. This was a totally dominant performance. Gigliote never stood a chance. And Tenshin barely even broke a sweat. Yukinorio Gasawara met Tenshin in the kickboxing ring, eager to upset his hype train. So Tenshin decided to open things up with a bang. You could tell that his opponent had never experienced anything like this before. And that's always going to drain at your confidence. If one thing was certain, it was that Tenshin was clearly having fun out there. Nasukawa is a natural showman who loves thrilling the crowd, and things were getting a little wild. Tenshin is the type of fighter who competes with zero fear. In the next round, Tenshin slowed his pace, confident that he could lure his opponent into a trap. And so he waited for the perfect moment to arrive. And when it did, the result was truly brutal. Ireland's Ryan Shehan was next up for Nasukawa. Every single person in attendance that night knew that you'd be an idiot to bet against Tenshin here. The question was just how long Shehan could last. It was a race between Nasukawa and his opponent to figure each other out. The problem was that Shehan was up against a bona fide fighting genius. And it didn't take him long to find the moment to strike. If you've never been punched full force in the body before, you can't understand how painful a clean shot like this can be. This was one of the easiest fights of his entire career. Federico Roma had no clue that he was just a matter of minutes away from being immortalized on Tenshin's highlight reel. Nasukawa had something special in store for Federico, that's for sure.
The first round bell rings and we are off straight in there with a very tight guard.
He wanted to go out there and make an almighty statement.
Very nice body shot, left hand of the body by Nasukawa.
Flying knee, rocking his head back against it.
Tenshin was in cruise control for round one, gauging his opponent's timing to try and set up his shots later in the fight.
He's got it all though. He's got the punches, the knees, the kicks.
Speed kills, but Tenshin's accuracy and timing were arguably just as important here.
A little more compact, otherwise he's not going to land.
It was clear that he didn't feel threatened at all by his opponent here.
I'm not sure exactly right now what he wants to do. Like, does he want to punch or like with a...
And as the fight wore on, you could tell that he was looking to finish his adversary with something truly memorable. He didn't just want a regular KO, oh no.
Very damaging.
Let's go with a big left cross.
Nice jab at keeping it distant.
The first knockdown was truly emphatic, and it took the wind right out of his target's sails.
He's got to keep it on, he's got to lay it on him and just keep throwing everything he has. That's a down.
Nasukawa very clearly had his opponent exactly where he wanted him.
Turn it on.
Yeah, that wasn't exactly a turning point in the fight, but now talking about turning it on, Tenshin Nasukawa.
And when the big moment came, you'd be hard-pressed to find a better finish in any combat sports.
It's the classic Tenshin Nasukawa pose with just 90 seconds left on the clock. He knocks down the Argentinian.
Ooh. A little bit of a capoeira type kick. They put his glove on the ground and bring it.
Would Rui Abata fare any better than any of Tenshin's previous opponents? Only time would tell. He certainly was facing a truly tough task, that's for sure. To beat an opponent like Tenshin, you truly have to earn his respect early on. Because if he notices that you're lagging behind, he's liable to make things very ugly. And his knack for making his opponents look bad is truly something to behold. Rui Abata had basically already signed his death warrant once he put pen to paper on that contract. Tenshin's first big shot made it look as if his opponent had been struck by lightning, causing the first knockdown. But he showed strong fighting spirit by immediately standing back up. But once the first knockdown occurs, things begin to get a lot simpler for a killer like Tenshin. This was barely even a contest. It was a straight-up execution in the ring. Tenshin might look like a harmless dude on the surface, but when he gets his opponents hurt, he is nothing short of an absolute killer. Tenshin found himself taking on a revered veteran of the game when he stepped in there with the aging but experienced icon Yuki. But if you thought that Tenshin Nasukawa was the type of guy who would let an occasion like this get to him, think again.
Evening. Big left already, straight off the bat from...
In fact, all respect clearly went out the window as soon as that opening bell sounded, and Tenshin was very noticeably gunning for an early finish.
You want to step in with Tenshin, he's going to show you his A-game.
There's the first knockdown.
Nasukawa came into this fight cold and confident, and we're sure it caught Yuki off guard to at least some degree.
Could it be a jaw-dropping finale?
Even Yuki himself was forced to crack a smile at how impressive and audacious Tenshin was showing himself to be.
How is it he sees other things that the top fighter...
Watching Tenshin enter flow state like this is an absolute delight, and his second knockdown was a thing of beauty.
Yuki just struggling to get anything off the bat here. Another knockdown.
A big left hook.
This was getting nasty out there. Nasukawa was only growing in his confidence.
Left hand from Tenshin finding the mark. The right hand also finding the mark.
The ref very mercifully gave Yuki a standing 8 count after a particularly vicious barrage, but he very easily could have stopped the fight here.
Body uppercut. Wow, look at these combinations from Tenshin.
This is what world-class talent looks like, and how easily it can be used to destroy legit opponents.
Good to go. He might be good to go, but Tenshin's not letting up. Yuki is...
Tenshin even dropped his guard and let Yuki score a few free hits.
He's given everything he has. Tenshin dropping his guard for the first time I've seen in his career.
Once again, he was very clearly looking for something extra special to finish this fighting legend with.
Last 1 minute in the second round. Constant barrage from the champ.
And it didn't take long for him to find it.
In boxing, that's Tenshin. Oh, high knee! There's the knock.
Spectacular flying knee.
Beautiful jumping knee to the kisser. Knockout, Tenshin Nasukawa, finish.
We got to the boxing ring next, and the path that would eventually lead Tenshin to title contention for multiple major world titles. Jonathan Rodriguez was the man tasked with trying to upset the odds, and boy was that a tough assignment. Nasukawa's skills had translated perfectly from his mastery of other fighting forms. In round 2, Tenshin started to open up a little more. The footwork and dynamism on display from Tenshin was truly on a different level here. He even seemed to think he scored a knockdown in the round's final seconds, which, by the look of it, we can totally understand. But he continued the barrage nonetheless, before his opponent was saved by the bell. It became very clear that Rodriguez would not be able to stand up to this type of power for much longer. And when the ref saw the damage Tenshin's opponent had taken, he knew his race was run. But what do you think of Tenshin Nasukawa's rise in 3 different combat sports? And do you think he will fulfill his dream of being a boxing world champion?